Hello everyone, Be the Amazing Greek here. Thanks for tuning into this video. Today I'm going to be doing handle modification on the cold steel two-handed katana machete. I know it's not a katana. Some people say it's not a machete. I didn't name it, so I don't want to hear all that. My intention is, I've watched several videos of people modifying the handle. I just went out and did some chopping on my chopping stump tree, and side cutting and things like that, the handle a little bit in the way. But what I noticed, besides being a little fat here, if you have to come down, even though I'm a little big, if I was thinner, if you come down, you have to be extended not to hit your stomach, you know. If you had come from the side like this or like this, this hits the body, and I don't need that. So, and plus, it will chop with an extended reach like this, but me personally, I lose a little bit of accuracy once I'm so far out there on the handle. This, I feel more comfortable. I can hit what I'm aiming at. This, then it's out there. It's not. It doesn't feel as balanced as when you grab it here. So I'm gonna hold it from the bottom and see how much length I need. Get an idea of a measurement for the handle like I want, and then I will take that measurement, base it off the bottom of here, see if that feels good. I'll mark it, see how it feels. I'm gonna leave a little bit of room to round it off, kind of like this. I don't want just a cut stump. And I'll thin this down so it'll kind of be just parallel. I don't need it tapered like this. And that's what we're gonna do. So let me take some measurements, and when I go to cut it, I will show you what we're doing. Right now it has the hockey type tape on it. That's what this is on here, if anybody's wondering. And we'll get started. Okay, so I've placed my hands up here and found I did a tight grip and then released just a little bit, and I gave myself a little bit room on the end. I've measured from end of handle here, the edge of the hilt, to here. For me, my size hands and a little extra space, 9 1/4 inches. So what I'm going to do, it's the first time I get to use it. It's my wife got me this for Christmas. It's a Black & Decker Smart Select, and depending on the materials you're going to cut, you flick the little switch, you know, and tell it. I'm going to pick metal because this may be harder than most wood. Well, not harder than most woods, but as a hardwood. So I'm not going to take a chance and put it on the wood. I'm going to put it on the metal setting. And I've got a fine tooth blade that has a thin kerf. Now the kerf, that means that when you have a saw blade, it has teeth going this way and has teeth going this way. And the kerf, if you look at some saw blades, jigsaw blades, they look like they're doing this, got a wave to them. That's a wide kerf. And I don't want that. I got one that's thin so it looks more straight. So I didn't have a way to mount this flat level, so I just put it in here, and I'm going to come up cutting this way, but I'm going to give myself a little bit room on the right so that I can smooth it out and sand it and all that. And if I somehow get off my mark, I've got room to play. You don't want to cut dead precision doing something like this. Give yourself just a little bit of room. So let me put my glasses on and we'll give it a shot. I know it's just plastic or plastic-like material, but still, that stuff can go in your eyes. You don't want nothing in your eyes. You only got 2 eyes. You don't get a second shot at that. All right, so a little bit to the right. V, how do I know I'm not going to cut into the metal. I watched some of the other people who did this. I'm not coming up with this on my own. That's what's great about YouTube. We can help each other. They took a magnet, and here's the first rivet. Second rivet's right in here. Just a little bit past that rivet is where the metal of the blade coming into the handle stops. I couldn't do it with one of those extendable pin magnets. It wouldn't pick it up, but I got one of my big magnets, and right as I started to approach that rivet, you could feel it grabbing. So that's how you can tell. I would go a ½ inch past the bottom rivet, and you should be good. So let me zoom in. We'll get back to cutting. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. Just a little bit to the right. All right. I knew that was going to happen. Where I had the blade going very fast, it heated this, so it melted right behind me. See? There we go. So when I grind this, it is not going to be on a grinding wheel, because this material can get into your grinding wheel and load it up, and it can explode on you. If it doesn't happen when you're using it, when you go to start it up, it could be out of balance, and it could shatter, and it could hurt you. That's why you'd never stand in front of a grinding wheel when you start it up. Stand to the side, turn it on, let it get up to speed, make sure nothing's going to happen. That's just a safety thing. I don't want you guys getting hurt trying to do what I'm doing here. Okay, before I do any grinding on this handle, to do this outer edge radius on here, I'll probably have to have the blade do some weird maneuvering. Have the handle down here and do some weird things. Then when I want to bring this down to kind of level this out, I'm going to have to grab here. Safety first. Don't try to take a shortcut. I've wrapped this in cardboard, then taped it up so that there's no way you're just going to hold this blade and hopefully not get hurt, okay? You try to save a minute, it's going to cost you an injury. My finger, I was doing a project. I didn't want to do the right thing, so it's going to take a second. I'm going to be there, boom, I'm out. Ripped the side of my finger off. Hurt pretty bad, it was bleeding pretty bad. So I just laid the meat back over, hoping that it would heal. And now I have basically a dead freaking lump there. So don't do that. I'm lucky I didn't lose the finger. Safety first. Take the time. Hell, it's taken me 25 minutes just to get my stupid grinder out and tape this up. But I don't want to get hurt. Okay, so do it right. So we're going to go over there. The first thing I'm going to do, I put an 80 grit belt on the sander. And I'm going to try to, like I said, bring this in so that it's the same as this. Okay, I'll do a little bit just to show you how I'm rolling it and stuff. I'm gonna try to keep these radiuses, and after I do a little bit, I'll come and take a measurement and see, you know, where I am. I don't know how close I can get you guys. Good thing these cameras have zoom. All right, might get a little bit loud, but no worse than the heavy metal I listen to. Alright. Should correctly have a belt. You use for wood, you use for metal, you use for plastic. That way you don't contaminate what you're working with, you know. But I have what I have. So that's what I got. Alright, so I'm going to take a measurement, see how close I am. When I'm done, I'm going to use the 120 grit to get it a little smoother. This is actually pretty damn smooth. On the papers, sandpaper, the higher the number, the smoother it is. You know, so like a 300, you're like, how is that going to take anything off? But it's for like finishing and stuff. So I'm going to take a measurement and see where we are. I also wanted to say, because I'm changing the handle, I am not saying anything bad about what Cold Steel did. It's actually good they made this long so that you can customize it to what you want. So that's nice. It's not some impossible to work with material and you're stuck with what you got. I appreciate that they did this so you can modify this. So I just didn't want you to think I don't like the Cold Steel stuff. I love it, but yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. Hopefully we're close. Okay. I have it now within 1 millimeter here to here. It tapers. I've got 41 millimeters here. I've got 42 here. What I'm going to do next is round this off and and then what I'm going to have to do is take the Dremel probably and clean up where I created a lip a little bit over here. I'll have to clean that up. And that's what I'm going to do. The reason I'm hesitating is I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm trying to think if I could make the piece like the butt cap, like say if I wrap this in waxed cord, if I could put a butt cap on there, but that's a little much for what this is. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and round this off. And actually, while grinding on here, the first few layers of this polypropylene, I think maybe is the hand, it cleaned all that wood dust off of here, so that's pretty cool. So I didn't know it would do that. So let's zoom in a little bit. It ain't gonna be nothing fancy. Just rounding it off. little 10-cent knife to clean up some of this where it gets hot. I'm going to clean that off and see how I look on each side. Alright, so the handle, the curvature that way looks very good. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to round off a little here, you know, on this side here, both of them, so it's not just squared off. So that's what I'm doing next. Zoom in. There you go. Pay too much for you not to work. Alright, so we're going to do like this. You notice before I was using this back plate to make sure I'm level. I'm not creating some weird little angles, you know, like that. Not too, don't press too much because it'll melt a lot. The harder you press, the more you're going to get melt. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Going to do like this on each side. Hopefully smooth that out like I want. Clean that up, see how it looks. Not looking too bad. A little bit of rough grind, but it's getting there. I might have to finalize all this with a palm sander so I have very, precise control of what I'm trying to do here. Alright, so the basic shape is there. I'm going to smooth this out. I've got the, I think this is 120 sandpaper. Let me double check. I know you guys like details. 150. So we're going smooth, and that's really not that smooth, but for this it is. So I'm going to use this, shape the bottom of this. I'm just going to work my way around and get it like I want, smooth, and then we'll see how that goes. I'm just going to show you a little bit. Nothing special, but just so you can see what I'm doing here. Alright. Why did that do that? There we go. Must not have had it in there real good. a nice finishing grit for this. Nice and smooth, rounded like I like. And I know what, now that I've done it, I can hear you guys saying it. How are you going to finish the tie? So, hopefully I didn't screw myself on this. The end cap would have made it where I could go around, do a clove hitch, secure it with some, what do you call that stuff? You mix the two together and it makes a compound. And I could have done that, but I can still do that. But, because I've got the handle extended like this, see, so no problem. So that's pretty good. I'll use this grit, and I'm just going to finish up this to make it all nice, and then we'll hit the next step after that. Alright, so I used the palm sander. I got this all rounded smooth, level here, level parallel to each other here now. It's nice and smooth. I did not use the Dremel to get these back into a smooth and remove that lip. I'll show you what I did. Use the edge of it, and I know that's a tight spot. You got to treat it like a new lady friend and get in there and work it and make it fit right. So that's how you do that. So now that's basically, I'm shocked it was that easy, how you modify into katana style handle shape the cold steel two-handed katana machete. Okay, 9 1/4 is what I measured out to, cut. There's my mark. I went a little beyond. That gave me room to work it and get it nice the way I wanted. So we went from this to this. Now, even with one hand, I can get back a little bit, get right up on the edge, use it the way I want. I can swing it good. If I needed to, two-handed strike. I know it's not a baseball bat. Somebody's going to say that. I think you cut it at a 30-degree angle. And you still have enough handle here that you could generate the force that you could before. Typically, with a strike, you're pushing with this hand, pushing, and you're pulling with this hand and create that force. So that's, careful. That's all there is to it. And now it's just a matter of, do you want to put the hockey type tape on again or wrap it with something? I've seen people cut notches and stuff. It's up to your taste how you do that. Me, I'm going to think about it. I think I'm going to use the waxed rope and put that. It won't create as much added width as, say, 550 cord, but the 550 cord, you can get the colors, and you know, you have the rope for survival stuff if you wanted. So we'll see how it goes, but basic shape modification, that's how you do it. It is 10 minutes after 5. I started on this after I got home at 3:30. That's all it took, and that's giving film time and digging out my damn sander. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope, you know, found it useful, or at least entertaining. So I'm V the Amazing Greek, and I thank you for watching. you can do this, and I hope you do. I'd like to see what your different modifications are if you have one of these, if you plan on doing it. So I thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.